Omega Katana.
武士道とは死ぬことと見つけたり、修羅道とは倒すことと見つけたり、我悪鬼羅刹となり、目の前の敵すべてを切る。
Greetings my fellow Katanas, this is your boy the Omega Katana, back with another perspective video, or one of those videos again. As you can tell, this is another SNK IP, but this time it takes place in the past and features weapons. And no, it's not the Last Blade Duology series of games, that's a future video for another time. And yes, I'm doing a retrospective live video on the Samurai Shodown series, as you can guess, by SNK. For starters, let's talk about how I first discovered Samurai Shodown. I was wandering in the arcade section of my local flea market while my mom was shopping one day. I was a little kid then. I was checking out various arcade machines and their display modes for fun, and on the Neo Geo arcade machine I saw this long-haired Ronin dude that sliced everything in half after he woke up from meditation. My little boy mind was blown to pieces to the point I wished I had gotten a quarter so I could play the game. Unfortunately, I didn't have the money, so I just played with the controls instead, pretending to play the game with the cool looking samurai dude. And anyways, the dude's name is Haomaru. Unlike many fighting games at the time where you can do chain combos or takes place in modern times, Samurai Shodown takes place in the late 18th century or the late 1700s AD. The series was one of the first fighting games to feature weapons like combat, like swords, clubs, rapier, etc. Instead of relying on hot-blooded rock tunes or techno tracks for its soundtrack, the rock part was used for Geifert and Earthquake's themes. It mostly used traditional Japanese music for its score, which is unique for its time. Also unique were its gameplay mechanics, like I said before. Unlike chaining combos for damage, your attacks are like your attacks against your opponent, heavy attacks, despite dealing dozen damage, leaves you wide open for a counterattack, while normal attacks, despite being quick, deals with less damage but doesn't leave you open for a counterattack. I find this really unique and it stands out amongst the crowd of fighting games. Despite later entries like Samurai Show 4 and 5, which feature combos in their mechanics, correct me here if I'm wrong here, but they're still very good games. Except for Standard 5, I prefer Special and the recently discovered and released Perfect. The series was dormant for years until SNK decided to reboot the series using the gameplay mechanics of Sam Show 1 and 2, but had the rosters from different entries of the series, including spin-offs like Shiki in the roster. Because the latest entry is a complete reboot of the Sam Show franchise, there's no need for continuity, like certain characters coming back that were killed in canon. They can come back without being a dream match title. Hold on, my bad. It is the second game in the official timeline after Sam Show 5, meaning anything after Sam Show 2019 can be reconned after this entry. Now, what entries should you try out? Personally, I should try out with Sam Show 1 and 2 for the classic feel, or Sam Show 2019 are great ways to get into the series. In my opinion, 3 feels unbalanced, and 4 and 5 depend on chaining combos into the gameplay mechanics. Despite liking them in it, my favorite entries are listed below for those who want to know. Sam Show 5, Samurai Shodown 5 Special / Perfect, Samurai Shodown 4, Samurai Shodown 2, and Samurai Shodown 2019. That's my personal opinion of my favorite entries of the series, despite them being the ones that act like traditional fighting games instead of relying on timing attacks. I know it's a shorter video than the King of Fighters one, but it's not a review but a retro perspective of my time with the series as a whole, and why it's one of my favorite SNK IPs next to KOF and Metal Slug. What do you think of the video? Please like to support the video and don't forget to hit that big red subscribe button and that blue bell for notifications. Until then, my fellow Katanas, the gates will now close. Until then, sayonara. Yo, this is your boy, the Omega Katana, and yes, calling yourself awesome is an understatement indeed. So anyways, this next episode in the Retrospective series is another SNK IP, but let me tell you something. Unlike Samurai Shodown or King of Fighters or even Fatal Fury or Metal Slug, this entry tend to be more on the niche side of things. And yes, it features weapons as well and takes place in Japan, but in the 1860s or during the Bakumatsu period. Yes, I'm not a big fan of I'm not knowledgeable in Japanese history, but I learned that from Rurouni Kenshin, by the way. So with further ado, I hope you enjoy this next episode on the Retrospective, Omega's Retrospectives. And the game is, I almost forgot to tell you, is the Last Blade Duology, or Last Blade 1 and 2. Till then, my fellow Katanas, farewell and happy holidays.